Linda's Pantry, and today I'm going to do a little bit of a pantry chat. So I'm going to start doing this after I do a canning session because I have so many questions when I do a canning session. I just uploaded this video. So this is, I uploaded the video on my Bloody Mary mix that I canned with the Tattler lids from my garden. And I'm getting all these questions. I get questions every time I can. So I thought, you know, I'm just gonna answer some of them that might come up right after the video. Okay, so these have they've been on my counter for a couple of days, and I love, actually, I really like leaving my stuff sit out on the counter. Number one, this is tip number one. I let it sit out on the counter for a reason. First off, I can admire it because I do take mine and put them in the jar boxes and protect it from the light. And you know, I mean, I have some in here on my hutch, but for the most part, these jars get tucked away. And so I do like to admire it. And the other thing, if whether it's a button top lid or a Tattler lid, a Tattler or the button top, if they do let go after you thought, you know, you washed your jars and you thought everything was good, if they did let go, you know it before you put it into your food storage. Now, one of the reasons I do not store my jars with the rings on, because you can get a false seal from temperature changes. If you've ever opened a new box of jars and it's sealed on there and it pops and it's like, wow, it was sealed. Well, quite often temperature changes, whether in the store or during shipment, that's what causes that. So you can get that same effect right in your pantry and not know if that jar was unsealed and maybe unsafe to consume because it was unsealed for, you know, it's just not, it's not safe. So I always store my jars without the rings. If I'm giving it away, I'll put a ring on that because I don't want this lid to get damaged and maybe knocked off and the person not know it, or, you know, unseal. So I always send a ring if I'm giving something away. Now, the other thing, and I want to do a taste test whenever possible for you guys. I know I tasted this in the video, but it was warm. I don't know about warm Bloody Mary mix, but you know, here, I'll pour some of this, and let me just tell you, if you like kind of, you know, that texture that you get from tomato juice where it's thick, yeah, this is definitely good. Because you've got the celery, you've got the horseradish, and it's delicious. It's so good. It's spicy, but it's not overly spicy. I know a lot of you think that I eat too spicy, but honestly, it's got spice, but it's not hot, in my opinion. Now, maybe somebody else would think it was too hot or hot, but if you got wimpy lips, then tone it down however you want. The other thing I get is after things have sat for a while, when they change, you know, things that you've canned settles and it changes. Maybe your headspace changes. Maybe, like, peppers are notorious for really absorbing almost all the liquid in the jar. So is spinach and any greens, collard greens, all those. So when that stuff happens, I get the question, sorry, I've got oven fried chicken going in the oven, so my oven is ready. Anyway, I get the question, is that still safe to eat? Yes. Meats, I've never had meats do that. I've never had, I've never had like green beans or anything like that. I try to par cook all of my fruits and vegetables because they do have air in them, and so they are going to absorb. But you know, you think spinach or greens they couldn't have that much air in them, but for whatever reason, peppers and greens do absorb liquid as they sit in the jar. But on this particular canning session, we'll say, here, I'm going to give you this one. This one's a good example. Now, I would definitely get a question on this. I don't know if you can see it, but you see where the top, from right about there up, is like watery color, it's thinner looking, it's clearer. It's because the water has gone up to the top and the thick part is down at the bottom. It's okay to shake it up and it's right back to normal. So yes, it's still good to eat. You just want to shake it before you open it. Just like if you bought store-bought spicy tomato juice or Bloody Mary mix, you'd probably want to shake it before you open it. I always shake a V8. So those kind of questions. Tattler lids are absolutely fantastic for canning liquids and fantastic for canning meats. Water bath canning, I love them for water bath. I've never had a fail on a water bath canning session that I know of. Is that right? I'm trying to think. I don't think I have. And you know, we always have, not always, but you're gonna have fails whether it's a button top lid or a Tattler lid. And Tattlers, it takes a little bit of getting used to on how to handle them. I do it one way, the way I learned from the box instructions, but then I saw another box of mine that had a little bit different instruction. So you have to do what's right for you, and play with it and figure out what works for you as far as tightening the lids and all that. But investment wise, Tattler lids are paying off because we can't get lids right now. I still have lids available to myself that I've been storing forever, but I am getting low on some of them, so I'm gonna start using Tattlers on everything that I can for my pantry that I'm not gonna give away. And if I do give away one with a Tattler lid on it, it's gonna go with strict instructions on to bring it back. So this is delicious. I shared it with, I made a Bloody Mary for my daughter. She loved it. I shared another one with somebody else, and I'll tell you, it got a thumbs up. So you don't have to do anything. You just make your Bloody Mary. It doesn't have to have alcohol in it. It could just be, you know, a iced over ice with a stick of celery and a piece of candied bacon, maybe an olive, and good. Anyway, it's a guilty pleasure. I like this in the morning, just about a half a glass of this. Obviously no alcohol, but just you know, to have a little shot of veg and a little bit of spice in the morning, it just helps wake you up. Anyways, I hope that these little chats are going to help answer some questions for you. If you have any other questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I'm answering every comment I see. If I don't see it right away, forgive me. I'm trying to keep up, and actually it's been very fun interacting with each and every one of you. I love it. I love how engaged you guys are, and I'm enjoying my channel more now than I ever have, and I have all of you to thank for that. I'm very thankful. So check out all the links that I have below. I'll try to give you a link for some Tattler lids. Their initial investment, but by the time you use them 3 times, you have paid for that, and then all the uses after that are free. So you can't beat that. And in times like this, we don't know if this is going to happen again next year. It could. I'm sure Ball and Bernardin and all these companies that make canning lids were overrun and bombarded with sales and didn't expect it. So anyways, thank you, COVID-19. All right, I can't wait to see you next time for another pantry chat before I get this put away. And it'll be whatever I can the next time. I'm gonna have a little talk about it, and maybe something that might have happened in the canning session itself that I can pinpoint and give you some insight on, because I try to keep it as real as possible, and I want you guys to honestly, please go to a reputable source. Don't take my word for it. Don't follow only my instructions, because if I leave something out, then you've left something out. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to see you next time for another delicious recipe. And it could very well be using this, because I don't just use it for Bloody Marys or a drink over ice. All right.